alone. Just leave me alone. Just won't be alone. I just won't be alone. I ain't really with that crew. No, I ain't really with this new. No. Why you talking to me like I'm stupid? I ain't new to this, but I'm true to this. I've been through with this, just won't reminisce. I'm desperate for some loving, who I'm loving. I'm who I'm loving, yo. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection. Focus on the reflection. Focus on your reflection, not my reflection. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection. Focus on the reflection. Focus on your reflection, not mine. I'm not in competition, oh no, I'm not with anybody but myself, just trying to get by. I don't really have the time to watch you shine, cause I won't shine. Yeah, I'm gon' shine, so I'm on my grind. A diamond all up in the rough, sleeping tight, but now I'm up. And I can get enough, I can get enough of me. Enough of me. Cause I ain't really with that cruise. And I ain't really with this new shit. Why you talking to me like I'm stupid? I ain't new to this, but I'm true to this. I've been through with this, just won't reminisce. Cause I'm desperate for some loving, who I'm loving. I'm who I'm loving. And you should focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection. Focus on the reflection. Focus on your reflection, not my reflection. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection of you. Focus on the reflection. Focus on the reflection. Focus on your reflection, not my reflection. Not my reflection. Not my reflection. Focus on your reflection. Focus on your reflection. On your reflection.
You're listening to Elevations Radio, your station for uplifting lifestyle and wellness talk radio.
Views expressed on shows are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
Hey fam, welcome to the Let's Be Real show with Greg Bam Reaves here on elevationsradio.com. You can also check us out live on the Elevations Radio Facebook page. I am your host, Greg Bam Reaves, along with the lovely Benita Rahman.
Hey, how are you?
All right. And welcome to the next half of Black History Month. Yeah, I know. It's March, but we did March in Selma. We marched on Washington. We had a Million Man March, so it's still Black History.
It's Black History Year.
That's right. It's Black History every day. Wakanda's still going strong. We're over the $700 million mark.
Yay.
Right. So, speaking of which, I went this Sunday. Yeah, I went by myself. Don't say nothing.
I did too.
I went to see Black Panther in 3D.
And that's the best way to see it.
This is the first time I ever saw a movie in 3D.
No, ever in your life?
Never. I'll be honest with you. I don't really go to the theater to see movies that need to be in 3D. Like Straight Outta Compton,
Well,
I don't need to see that in 3D.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like I'm not a Star Wars guy, Jurassic Park guy, so yeah, I'm into Marvel movies, and I went to the theater to see some, but
And that's what I was told to make sure I saw it in 3D. Because
Yeah, me too.
if I wasn't told that, I wouldn't have probably even cared, which I just wanted to see it.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I had to.
So it makes a difference, I think.
Huge
difference.
I'm going to tell you this, though. Since I mentioned Jurassic Park, I can't see that in 3D. When the screen tells you to put on your 3D glasses, and then they give you a couple more previews before the movie starts, and that preview of the new Jurassic Park coming out, I would run up out of the theater.
But that's what makes the experience so amazing. It makes
the
it.
dinosaurs
That's what makes
like in my face.
But that's just how Wakanda. It was like the Black Panther. It was like right there in our face. It was like you reach it. Yeah.
But that one wasn't. That wasn't scary though.
It wasn't scary. Yeah. That's why.
And it was beautiful. The scenery was like really beautiful.
Yeah, because we saw us.
That was a great experience. Yeah, that too. Of course, that too. But I'm gonna get in. We're not gonna spend a whole lot of time on Black Panther because we talked about it last 2 weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But now, everybody in the world should have seen it. If you haven't, too bad, because I'm about to talk about it. Spoiler alert.
It's time.
I'm not trying to lose any listeners or viewers, but hey, there's a couple things I want to say about Black Panther. Actually, there was, I'm not going to use his name. There's a former rapper turned actor turned activist who
because I would use his name.
No, because I put these shows on YouTube and I don't want to come off as a hater. We hate on each other way too much.
But we could come off with just expressing our opinions in regards to a response. We're just responding to his opinions.
Y'all just want to make me say David Banner.
I say that because but he communicates in a way that he gives you it invokes that dialogue.
That's true.
So that's okay.
So I watched a video earlier today, David Banner, his opinions about Black Panther, and I disagreed with probably 70% of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing he said, I was riding along with him. I was in the car with him. Then he got to a certain corner, I had to jump out.
Right.
Tuck and roll. Because he said he agreed 100% with Eric Killmonger, everything he said. Mm-hmm. Then I agree with a lot of what he said.
I agree with a lot of it.
But then he compared Eric Killmonger to Malcolm X and T'Challa to Martin Luther. I really like that comparison. I get it. I know where that comes from. But I think he took some of those things the wrong way. Like, for instance, I said Eric Killmonger, he was like, he wanted to weaponize all these oppressed people around the world. But then David Banner made it seem like he was talking about black people. He said oppressed. Right. There are a lot of oppressed people that are not black.
Correct.
So I'm like, no, that's not what he was saying. He said oppressed people.
Right.
I ain't got a problem with that. But also, I don't want to be the oppressor.
Exactly.
I don't want to change roles. I don't want anybody to be oppressed or oppressors. So that's where I stand on that part of it.
Okay.
And he also mentioned, he said at the end, King T'Challa was at the UN type thing. He wanted to help the whole world. They were saying, why don't you help Wakanda first? I'll just help Wakanda. There's some bad parts of Wakanda. I'm like, no, it ain't. Did you watch the movie? There was not any bad parts of Wakanda. If you were flying over, you looked at it from the outside, you couldn't even see the real Wakanda.
Right.
Because they thought it was this third world country, and it was not.
It was not. And that's even the problem. Like, you made me think about that as far as when people, we have parents who want to adopt. Why you got to go out the country and adopt somebody you don't adopt right here? My thing is, I get what he was saying to you, and it's as far as, it's at the end of the movie, which most people actually missed that.
Yeah.
Because I was told to stay for that part too.
Well, that ain't the part they were talking about staying for, though. The credits are like 10 minutes long. Right. After the credits, there is another part they were talking about.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, there's another part. But no, it's like I get what he was saying in that part. Like we were saying earlier, we're putting too much of that movie on what we see today. Yeah. And it still was a movie at the end of the day. It had so much fact and reality to it, but it still was a movie. We can't base all our thoughts on that movie. But
there was definitely some positives to take from the movie. Like, I don't think his speech at the end, I don't think there was nothing wrong with it. If I have some resources that could benefit you, why not give it to you?
Right.
And teach you how to use it. And so if everybody had everything, everybody wouldn't want somebody else's.
Right. It's almost like it's set up that way. Yeah. It's set up for us to want sometimes to want that. Yeah. But no, I agree with that. I do agree.
And like I said, he tried to twist everything to be black versus white. Eric Killmonger, he made a comment when we first talked about getting with everybody. Mm-hmm. He said, well, didn't mankind start on this continent? So aren't all of them See, he totally missed that.
Yep.
David Banner didn't say nothing about that.
Because to me, he picked out what he chose. You know, it's like he dies. Yeah, he only took from what he wanted to.
And I'll be totally honest with you. The black man and woman, we're hated in all parts of the world. Correct. Not just America.
Right.
You can go to a lot of countries and you're treated just like that.
Go to Africa, you're treated
just like that.
Yeah, you can go, yes. So, yes, I agree.
So, yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. I still got love for you, David Banner.
I love him.
I just don't agree.
He makes some great points. You still make great points.
Yeah, he does make some good points, too. And I just think, I don't think it should ever be a I versus you type situation. You have your opinion, I got mine, and somewhere we meet in the middle.
Exactly.
People listening could say, hey, yeah, you know what? You got a point.
Right.
And we grow from there. I can't grow from somebody that agree with me 100% of the time.
I agree.
So
I agree with that.
Now, I thought about this because the fictional Wakanda is kind of like the black utopia. And I thought to myself, like, what would my Wakanda consist of?
Okay.
So what would your
what would your Wakanda consist of?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Mine would be very similar to me.
I say mine would be
obviously. It's a lot more with my because I mentioned it last week because I was stationed in Korea and I loved Korea. Korea, South Korea would be part of my Wakanda. I mean, because I love people. I love black people, obviously, first and foremost, but I love people. I don't think my world would everybody would look alike.
So we can be honest.
Yeah.
I'm okay with my world, everyone there looking just like me. I am okay with that. So definitely that would be my Wakanda.
Okay.
And I love people. I love people. People make the world go round. But my Wakanda, because I could go visit if I wanted to see someone else.
That's true.
I go visit you because there are times I like seeing other people.
It's, I guess, I think about when I lived near Lakewood. I lived on Detroit, and unfortunately, Detroit. For those of you listening outside of Cleveland, it's a very mixed area with a lot of family restaurants, all different nationalities of people.
I love Lakewood, and
I loved it. I felt like
it's a melt.
I felt like I was when I was in Seoul, Korea. There was one particular club we went to where there was people from England, Africa, Germany, France, people from everywhere. I love that type of
Lakewood
atmosphere.
To me is like your Ohio City, Tremont area, at least where I go, area the Coventry. I do like that. And that's why I say I can go visit that when I want that energy and that vibe. But what my Wakanda look like, where I come home to, everybody looks just like me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do fair. But that's why I go to Ohio City. I go to Tremont. I go to Lakewood. I go to Coventry. Because I like to see a little sprinkle every once in a while. I do. Because I meet great people. So I don't have that bad. I mean, I have friends who they sit there and still say to me, God, you've gone out with white people and stuff. I'm like, it's like I've never hung out with a white person. I'm like, I
actually lived with some white people, very nice people, when I was rejected by my people. But that's a whole nother story. I'll have a show about it. I'm having my little brother Kevin Cleary on the show one day. We'll talk about it. Phone lines are open 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. Let me know what your Wakanda would consist of. What would it look like?
Yes, I do want to know that. What would your Wakanda consist of?
And I still want a car. It wasn't cars in Wakanda. Then we drove in. I didn't need it because of technology. I still like to drive.
I was going to say, they didn't need vehicles then.
They didn't.
They didn't need them.
But I still like to drive, so I'm kind of have cars. The technology was bad.
Yeah. But
I'm better go.
Yeah.
Now you know what? I'm going to skip this one and go to the next one. Safari. Safari. Oh, phone lines are blowing up. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, right. Okay, let me say this about the safari pic. Of course, I didn't see it. I have no intention of looking at it. Could care less about it. This is what I don't understand. If I were to, say, text you a pic of my eggplant, I'm a perv. Safari can post his to the world, and every woman I know is talking about it.
Well, you just said
What's the difference?
He didn't text it to anyone personally. He just posted it. It's no different than when you see Kim Kardashian lately. She's been on social media naked.
Oh, yeah. But no.
No, that's the same. That's the same thing. He did that. He didn't send it to his homegirl. He posted on social media. So that's up to you.
So if I post it on social media, I'm not being a perv.
My thing is, and I could choose from that point to follow. No, I don't think that's my opinion.
Right.
I don't. I say, okay, that's somebody that I don't want to follow them anymore.
But you get what I'm saying? Because a lot of women feel that way. If you send somebody
because they're lonely.
If you inbox somebody a eggplant pic, you're a perv. And also, it's not like, okay, they can say, well...
That's not true, first of all, to say if you text somebody a picture that they... Because if you want, it depends on who's texting it. It may be from the right person. But if it's somebody you don't like, that's when you're a pervert. Because let it be somebody I like. I'll be like, oh. But let it be somebody you don't like who irritates you.
Why is that? Why is there a difference?
The same reason why is a difference when it's the opposite. Because when we like somebody, we're engaged with them.
People don't even know Safari. That's me. I'm sorry. My bad. People don't even know Safari to like him or not like him.
But we know what we like to see.
Yeah, and you... Okay.
We know what we like to see. I mean, it's no different
you don't know you like to see it until you see it.
This just hit me. It's crazy how we see women promoted on social media all the time, showing off their body parts. We get one man, one time out of a year, to show off his, and guys are hating.
I'm not hating. I'm asking a question.
Not you.
Right, but I'm asking the question, what's the difference between him posting his and me posting mine?
It's not a difference. You posting it. You said texting it.
Well, I use that example because I'm not... Okay. I use that example. Okay, so... But I'm saying the idea of showing it, period, to people you don't know, for the average guy who's not famous...
That's, you just said it right there.
You're a perv.
You can't
But Safari is not... He's famous for being Nicki Minaj's ex.
But my thing is, that's the way it's said, and I have to compare this because this is comparing apples and apples. It's no different than Kim. I don't need to see you all the time.
It's not like women don't hate on Kim.
They do, but my thing is, I'm thinking, first of all, we say, why are you still posting pictures? Because you don't have to do it anymore. You've arrived.
Yeah, but
You've arrived.
That's what she does.
That's what you do. And that's how she became famous.
Right.
The exact same scenario. So that's just what they do.
Well, kind of.
Yes and no, but
her tape was leaked.
I'm just saying, but that's how they became famous, though, because of Yeah, but that's how they became famous.
Just like Safari's pic was supposedly leaked.
Right.
Nicki herself said he leaked it for publicity.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it worked.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked.
It worked.
My question is just why are the average guys called pervs?
Because you just said it. You're the average. The average guy can't. Like if I was to sit there, the average woman can't sit there and just post. Matter of fact, they do say that when an average woman, she's on social media posting herself in sexual ways. Oh, she nasty. She a hoe.
I hear that a lot.
But then Kim does. Everybody like, oh, Kim, she's beautiful. She's great. She did the same thing the average girl did, but she's the average girl.
But you do have people on both sides.
Yeah.
You got women that admire Kim.
Yeah.
Because she used what she got to get what she wanted, as they say in Players Club. And then there's others like, you just objectifying.
But when an average woman does it, she doesn't even get no love from it. None. But Kim does it. People.
I know a couple that.
See what y'all? Yeah. Well, see, so you get it.
Yeah, but it was funny.
It goes to show the average can't do it.
This reminded me of the mugshot. The guy from years ago, light skinned dude with the green eyes, and everybody's going crazy over.
Yeah.
Look at the smile on your face when you really.
Well, first of all, let me say this. When I say he's not my type, so that didn't mean anything to me. I mean, he's an attractive man, but that's not my type, though. But it's a double standard to me. It's a huge double standard.
I think it is to a point. Women definitely get the worst of it. I think mostly by other women.
Yep,
I think.
agree.
Man, we don't.
I mean,
we don't really care about the safari or the inmate dude for real.
Well, y'all wouldn't care.
No,
y'all wouldn't.
I mean, the reason I brought it up is because I did read a couple comments, guys, like, "Oh, so if I send you something in your inbox, I'm a perv." But he,
because
that's why I brought it up.
You know why I say it is a difference, because now you came into my personal. You like DM me, you instant message me. You came into my personal, like I don't even know you like that. That is an insult. That's disrespectful. Versus now, if I just put it on my page, I'm like, I just say I'm gonna stop following him.
Yeah.
That's a difference. But you sent a personal case. What are you trying to ask me?
Right.
That's how I will receive that.
Hi,
like
Simi.
I saw that too. So that's why that would. It's like if I don't know you, but you send this picture, I'd be offended.
Yeah, I can see that.
Versus if I just see it pop up on your page.
I had a woman send me a pic one time, and I couldn't even.
So would you be offended?
Yeah, I was offended because it was like kind of disgusting. I couldn't even see it. Her gut was. Okay, anyway,
so
let me get away from that.
Now, mine is if it was a different body. See.
Anyway, moving on. I want to give a shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods and Delta Airlines. Dick's Sporting Goods stopped selling assault rifles, which I think is great. Walmart today announced that they were going to raise the age limit to 21. That's at least a step in the right direction. I still don't understand why a civilian person needs an assault rifle. I don't.
Agree. I totally agree.
I had a very good friend of mine that I respect a lot, been knowing most of my life, and he's a Marine. He's not in the Marines now, but there's no such thing as ex-Marine, so out of respect, I call him Marine. He said he was thinking about getting one to protect his home, and I'm thinking to myself, you don't need that to protect your home.
Right.
Unless, like, 15 people about to break in at the same time.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, really, you need an assault rifle?
Right.
I just don't see it. And it sounds so simple to me.
It's simple, and I have a friend, a very close friend, who has a lot of guns, and he has a lot of assault rifles. And it's just for him, and he has children, and these guns are in the home, and it's his fascination of weapons, and I get it. Like, especially even someone who's in the service. Yeah. That's not, they don't think how we think. And of course, I've never been in the service, but they have a different mindset. But I still agree with you. I don't see the need to have that. If you tell me I have it to protect myself, that's not what you need.
And I'll tell you, I was in the Army, and if I've never really been a gun guy. Yeah. But if I were, after I got out, I would have loved to have had an M16 because I was used to it.
That
was a weapon I had all the time. I knew how to handle it. And it could go from semi to auto with flick of a switch. So, but I was trained in the military and all that, so I still wouldn't get one. I don't need that out here. Right. I'm not in the game. I'm not in the street. I'm not.
And people do collect them. I'm like, my friend,
I know gun collectors.
They collect these guns.
And when we talk about putting a ban on assault rifles or gun control, nobody's talking about taking them away from those people. Yeah. Because most of those are, and I'm saying most. Yeah. Are responsible gun owners.
Those aren't.
But like guy in Vegas, he was a millionaire and obviously a gun collector because he had an arsenal. He could have armed an army, small army with all he had in that hotel room. So I had to say most. Right. Can't say all. Right. But I'm just saying I don't see the need for assault rifles for civilians.
No, I agree.
You should have to be questioned like you taking a flight somewhere. Yeah. Because the TSA will they gonna take your shoes off, put your drawers over here in this thing. And, I mean, you got to go through much to fly somewhere.
Right. No, I agree.
But you just go to a gun show, show your ID, and they're like, here. And then you can go to the parking lot and sell it to somebody else. And then he come back to wherever he lives and sell it to somebody else. And next thing you know, it's passed through 10 hands.
And that's why I say raising the age to 21. It's like you said, that's a start.
I'm going to ask, what do you need it for?
Right. It's
why you need all them bullets?
Because why does a 21-year-old need it? Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's a start, and that's great. But it's like, what does a 21-year-old need?
But at least in this country, you're legally grown.
Right. Right.
I can say that much for that. Right. Now, me personally, I don't see the need for assault rifles, period. But if they're going to be sold, yeah, you should at least have to be 21. You should not. And I'll say this, my producer, we talked about this before the show. I actually agreed with that dude in the White House who said the other day, yeah, how is it that a 19-year-old can't get a handgun, but an 18-year-old can get an assault rifle? That's absolutely insane.
Right, I agree.
So, big ups to Dick's Sporting Goods, Delta Airlines. I feel for you all getting attacked because you pulled your relationship away from the NRA. And let me say this too. We have to support these companies that do that because the NRA is trying to get people to boycott Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to shop there all the time now. I mean, of course, I'm waiting for the sales because I can't. So many stuff kind of expensive. But no, seriously though, I'm really going to make an effort to support Dick's Sporting Goods. I think all of us do. They can send a clear message to some of these politicians that rely on that NRA money. Like, no, we ain't boycotting them.
Right. No, I don't know.
Because you can still get assault rifles at Field and Stream or wherever them other places are, and so. Like I said, big ups to Dick's Sporting Goods. I give a hand up to Walmart too for making an effort, at least raising it to 21.
No, and that helps. That helps, but it's
So that's that. I could really talk about that thing all day, but I'm not going to. So there's this woman. I'm gonna say this before we get to our main topic because we only got a couple minutes before we go to the second half. No. I'm sorry. Before I go there, this opioid epidemic, I want to hit on that for a quick second. It's ironic to me that we've been in Afghanistan now for at least 16 years, maybe more. President Obama was about to pull the troops away from there, but couldn't because things just got more volatile. So he actually sent 8,000 more troops over there. Now, the biggest product in Afghanistan is the poppy plant, which opium comes from.
Right.
Heroin.
Right.
And one of the biggest sects of society that's addicted to opioids are the veterans. Isn't it weird? We stay there. And now here in this country, we got this opioid epidemic, which now is big news. Right. They ain't care about the crack epidemic. But first of all, and I might be conspiracy theorist, whatever. It seems like we're in a country where it's the biggest product they have is actually supporting the Taliban. Who's banning from the Taliban? Is us? Are we banning from them and bring it back here? And then the country addicted?
Yeah.
I mean, am I making sense? That sounds crazy.
Like the crack epidemic. Who was buying it? Who was bringing it here?
We know the Iran-Contra deal brought cocaine at crazy prices straight to the ghettos of Compton and L.A. and we know that. It's a fact now. It's not a theory. It's a fact. So why isn't anybody thinking about this? We're in Afghanistan for 16 years. 16. There are people that was born when we got there that's going to wind up having to go there.
That's true.
Because I don't see it in it anytime soon.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
And this is crazy, but it's like, this is why I can't wait to talk about this social media thing. I'm telling you, because it's crazy to me that nobody's like connecting this together.
I don't think it's sometimes people are not connecting it. I don't think people sometimes are aware.
They connected it to Vietnam.
Okay.
They did in Vietnam. Okay. Everybody knew that, and the fact that they were sending kids to Vietnam, but they knew that heroin abuse was growing during Vietnam.
Well, I'm saying now today, do you think people are connecting it together now as far as the opioids? Do you? I don't think
nobody's talking about it. When we first got over there, it was big news. Like, the sale of these poppy plants, whatever, the opium is funding the Taliban. As time went on, that narrative stopped. Nobody talked about it. Now here we are, now in America, opioid epidemic. And we're pointing to the pharmaceutical companies. And they're prescribing these pain medications, which are getting people addicted. And that causes the rise of this opiate. I'm like, man, cut it out.
No, I'm about to say no.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Pharmaceutical companies are really beating us up.
I mean, I agree with
financially
that. Right.
and physically.
Right.
Every time you go to the doctor, you get a new prescription. And like, golly, I went there for a cold. And now I'm getting a prescription for thyroid.
And that's another conversation for me because working in the hospitals or in the medical field, because that's just a business. They know how to get y'all money.
Right.
And I always say that if we take care of ourselves, we ain't got to worry about any of that, to be honest. So we're feeding into that.
Yeah.
But
and I'm not here to say that prescription drugs doesn't cause addictions. Most definitely they do.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them are.
Look at the commercials.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying is like we're pretending like that part of the military being in Afghanistan has nothing to do with this epidemic.
And I think that's what I don't know. I feel like it's a distraction. They don't want us to see it.
No, because we want to keep giving the military money and keep them over there.
So
because somebody look at the movie American Gangster, where what was his name? Lucas.
Yep.
He's bringing all this heroin over from Vietnam, Cambodia, during the 70s. Epidemic in Harlem. Nobody cared. You gonna tell me that's not happening now?
I believe it's happening
at a larger scale.
But I say even more so, and even more so.
Are we really, really? I'm not gonna say that. I'm about to say, are we really trying to destroy the Taliban, or are we working with them? I don't want to say that because I was a military man, and I don't want to believe that they would put our brothers and sisters in that situation in the military. But I mean, I got to be honest. I look at things like that and.
I believe it works. There are some people that's working with them.
If you're benefiting from it, the government don't,
Right.
It's all about money, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't have AR-15s being sold to 18-year-olds.
There you go.
And that is our first half. We're going to play a song to come back. And when we come back, phone lines will be open for 02520518. I asked a question. Is it time to do away with social media?
Hey, this is Alan from Sanford, Florida, and I love listening to Elevations Radio.
I should call your pill. You make my itches grow. Now baby, lay down, let me taste it. Your body's so splendid, amazing. So I thought, let me take it. Now baby, come up and go crazy. Turning it up and you're making. The dead hit the wall and it's singing. I don't think that the neighbors can take it. But don't know my name. The questions. You'll never have to ask me no questions. And when your body starts to say you're ready, body starts to say it. Oh yeah. Cause you know that I'll give it to you real deep and strong. Give it to you real deep. And you know that I love it when you take control. Love it when you take control. Yeah. Never have to ask me no more questions. We've been getting so long. Foreplay for a minute, girl. You say you get tired, girl. I think you could go some more. Cause man, I'll be drilling it while you feeling it. Come ride the rodeo. Now stop, baby. Take away your stress. I'm trying to hit all of your spots till you go trip and go drive. But they don't know my name. You never have to ask me no questions. You never have to ask me no questions. question. And when your body starts to say you're ready, your body starts to say yeah. Oh yeah. Cause you know that I'll give it to you real deep and strong. Give it to you real deep and you know that I love it when you take control. Love it when you take control. Yeah. Never have to ask me no more questions.
All right. We are back. I want to say real quick, I'm really, really excited for the month of March, Black History Month.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm excited, too, because my birthday is on the 19th. Go ahead.
Yeah, and my late mother's is 22nd. My late girlfriend's is the 6th. Yeah, I know, so all these late people. Yeah, I didn't mean to bring the show down and everything. No, but March is going to be a great month. I got a lot of great stuff lined up for the month of March and April, by the way, which is also Black History Month. And now we're about to get back into it. Before I go there with this question, one more comment. This woman, Deneen Borelli, I don't know why, but for some reason, she's showing up more and more on my timeline on Facebook. It's not like any of my friends are sharing her posts, but she's always on my timeline. Why? I don't know, because I'm not a Republican. I don't like Fox News, and she's a Fox News correspondent or whatever. So I'm thinking maybe the Russians are putting her on my page. But anyway, she's obviously a Trump supporter and whatever. So anyway, she's talking about blacks growing up without fathers. And she played this clip of Don Lemon, who says 72% of African Americans are born out of wedlock, which means they are fatherless. I 100% disagree with that. My children were born out of wedlock. They were not fatherless. I know plenty of people born out of wedlock that are not fatherless. You don't have to be married to be parents. And in a lot of situations, it's more beneficial not to actually be married, because the projects is filled with single parents because you can't be married and live in a project. They won't give you an apartment there unless you're unwed.
I guess I'm curious. So when was this stat taken as far as 72%?
I don't even.
Is this supposed to be now? This is 10 years ago?
Well, no, this was on CNN. Don Lemon said it. I want to say it was like last year. But anyway, I don't believe this number anyway.
I can say this, though. I can almost say it's close, because I'm going to be honest with you. I know more fatherless children than I do children with fathers. And I'm not saying married. I can believe it can be very close to that. I don't. And I say that to say, growing up, I was the only child that I knew who had their father. Right. All of my friends, they didn't have their father.
And like we said before, because we discussed this before, I was the only family on my street that didn't have their father. Okay. And I had mine up until I was 10 before he left. Mm-hmm. And the family across the street, they had theirs until the youngest one was probably about 7, and then he left. Everybody else, they had their fathers the whole time. So... but my point is, I know a lot of fathers, they're not with their kids' mothers, or they're still in their kids' lives, though.
Oh, no, now my circle,
I don't think being unwed has anything to do with growing up fatherless. If you question like people in prison, maybe, you would come up with this number, possibly. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. How did they come up with that number?
I'm personally, I don't agree with it.
Because I don't associate out of wedlock as being fatherless. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Then I 1,000% disagree with that, right. Because just because you're not married, that doesn't make you father.
And that's what, I got to apologize. I meant that too. Yeah. It could be 72% are born out of wedlock. Okay. My point is, they're not fatherless.
Okay, because I could see 72% born out of wedlock. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. And that's why I was asking, did she associate that with sin? Because they were because that's two different things.
It sure is.
Okay.
So I just want to mention that real quick. Not going to spend a lot of time on it right now. That's going to be another show down the line. Now, phone lines are open 440-252-0518, 440-252-0518. Is it time to do away with social media? I thought about this question when another man was killed on Facebook Live this week. This guy, they said, had a habit of exposing drug dealers on Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. And the guy that shot him on Facebook Live, I think he's like in his 60s, just walked up and shot him. I'm like, okay, I know you're wondering, like, what does that have to do with getting away with social media? My thing is this. I think a lot of people, because they want to be social media famous, a lot of people do things that they normally wouldn't do because social media exists. Social media, like a lot of things, was created for good. Mm-hmm. If you own a business, it's great. Mm-hmm. If you're a politician, President Obama showed how strong social media can be to get elected. Now you got a guy in the White House that abuses it. He talks.
So my thing is, is it time to get rid of social media, or is it time to get rid of giving those incidents the power? Like, why do we have to see that on the news? We know it happened. Why do I have to see it on the news? Because now it puts it out there for someone else, like, wow, they became, they got the attention. Because to me, it's attention seekers. Mm-hmm. So they got attention from that. Let me go do something. Right. But if we never put it on the news, or we didn't have to see it, then it wouldn't be that person sitting at home like, I'm going to do something stupid, because it is doing something stupid. Yeah. That's my thing. Don't give that any power. Don't give it any line. We don't need to see it.
To me, it's just like, and I'm not a proponent of getting rid of social media. Mm-hmm. I'm not. But I see a lot of issues with social media. And it's not social media itself. It's the people I think we should have to take a test, like to drive a car in order to get online. For real, because people are just, I don't like using the word stupid, but.
No, it's certain things I have issues with. And then that's when I say I stop following people. I think they use it as a therapy session. I think a lot of people have no life at all, because I look at, anybody knows I'm not a Facebooker. I prefer Instagram, because I think it gave people something to do. Mm-hmm. It's like every single thought, idea, they got to post on social media, and then you have an issue when somebody responds to it in a way that you don't like. Well, then don't post a thought or question. Right. Yeah. If I put a question or statement out there, I'm inviting whatever comes. Now, I will say don't be disrespectful to those who are responding. But it's just, I don't think people are realizing once you put it out there, it's out there. Yeah. You can't control what the response is.
I've said several times, what you put on social media doesn't just go out to your world. It goes out to the whole world. This radio show right now, we're on in Germany, Italy, France, Switzerland, South Africa. Mm-hmm. We're on all over. So everything we say right now is in a cloud. Mm-hmm. Not an actual cloud or whatever. Yeah. The cloud is.
No pun intended. That's the clouds. Clouds.
So it's out there forever. Mm-hmm. And not enough of us think before we're not
thinking about that.
Put things on social media.
I mean, I agree. But it's like you said, people need a class before it's time for it. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's sad, because I feel like some of these people, they were waiting for an outlet, and it's like social media gave them that outlet.
But we're losing our humanity.
We are.
You could be in a setting. I always use the analogy of the bus, 'cause when I used to catch the bus to college, and 90% of people on the bus are on their phone. Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking to each other.
Now that's my issue. Or even I have one even bigger. Is and man, this is a pet peeve. You sitting at first of all, I grew up in a home where everyone sat at the dining room table to eat dinner. Yeah, everybody every night. But now everybody's bringing their phones to the dining room table. Mm-hmm. But it's even sadder when the parents on their phone too.
I've actually been on a date where we're both on Facebook and we're liking each other's comments. What are we doing?
And let me tell you, I have and I'm no better than nobody else, but when I'm on a date with people, I don't even have my phone out.
Yeah, I normally don't either.
I prefer not to, Because I don't know, I still like engaging. And if we have someone that wants to call,
Oh, we have a caller?
Yeah.
Caller, you on the air?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
In response to about doing away with social media, me personally, I enjoy social media, but there are some people who use social media as actually being a bully. They're afraid to say something to someone, so they'll post it on social media.
Right.
So it's because they're afraid to actually tell. Yeah, they and sometimes I notice that some people will throw things out there. They won't say a person's name, but everybody who knows the people, they know the circumstances, they know who they're talking about, so they go back and forth. In that case, yeah, social media should be, not away, but I love it. As far as business, I love it because people you meet all over. It's like being on the radio.
And it's a way to stay connected to those that's maybe not in our same towns, family members. It is nice when you get to see someone's vacation photos that you may have never gotten to see before.
That's right.
It is a way that we can connect in a positive way.
Now, but I do have a problem with some of the people that post pictures of their children. And they're not, like their 13, 14-year-old daughters.
Yes.
Yeah. And some of the pictures that they post, they're like, I wouldn't post those pictures of my young daughter.
Or even what I look at
and
is...
in a minute...
Go see, I'm sorry.
No, and in a minute something happens, they're wondering why. But look at the pictures that you posted.
And if I can just even expand on that, it's like how they have their daughters, niece, whatever, posing in the pictures. It's like I can understand, but they have them posing like little ladies.
But see, this is where it gets dangerous. This is why I brought this question up in the first place. Because now we're talking about the First Amendment. You may not like it, but people can post whatever they want.
But she just said that. But my thing is, don't get mad when someone comes knocking on your door looking for your little girl that you have posing with her butt stuck out. That's it. Yeah. That's all we say, is that you have a right to do it.
I posted a picture of my daughter who was over 18 at the time. She's a model.
Okay.
And I didn't post it on my regular Facebook page. I posted it in a group because it was like her first photo shoot when she got to LA. And I had people in this group who are a group of my friends talking to them in real life, just social media. And the women were attacking me. I would never put a picture like that. My daughter, I don't have no control over it. I'm sharing my pride with you all in this group. She wasn't nude or anything, and she's a model. And I got attacked viciously. Like, you know how these guys are in this group? Yeah, I know these guys. I hang out with these guys. These are my brothers, and they're not going to disrespect me by disrespecting my daughter.
What did the photo look like?
It was just a model pic.
Exactly.
It was just a regular model. No, and I know who this caller is, and her daughter's a model too. So she knows what I'm talking about.
And I was upset with the picture that my daughter posted yesterday. She used the model, and I saw that. Actually, I was sitting at a restaurant today, and someone asked me, "Oh, did you see the picture your daughter posted?" What are you talking about? And she had on a bikini, so I went, and looked at it, and I was furious. And I mean, she's older, but I still didn't like it.
Right.
I did not like it. And I just felt like, okay, you used to model, you're not modeling anymore. Do you really want everyone to, I don't know. I just had a problem with that picture. It's the picture with her with the bikini.
Right.
And I know social media, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it.
And the pic of my daughter, it wasn't even a full body pic. It was just, but it was a model pic. So it looks like, once I found out my daughter wanted to get into modeling, the fashion industry, I knew right then I had to get used to that type of thing happening. And plus, I knew as she was growing up, I'm like, she's beautiful. So I'm going to have to deal with some of these things.
Did it expose any of her?
No. But why would you put it on there, though? Why would you?
Because I liked it and I was proud of it. I liked it. I was proud of it.
I think that's what
and I was sharing it with my friends. That's why I did. I didn't have a problem with the picture.
Right, your friends. Why would you want to share? I don't.
It was.
I understand where she's coming from.
I understand too. I need her to understand where I'm coming from. This was a picture that was going to be published anyway.
But she's not.
And I had no control over it. So why wouldn't I?
Right.
I was proud of it.
But listen to your calls. Listen to your calls. Why? You posted it as her father. Right. Me as a mother. I don't. If my daughter was the centerfold Playboy magazine girl, I wouldn't post her picture.
I wouldn't do that either.
I don't care if the magazine.
But this wasn't anywhere near that.
I see what she's saying.
The thing I'm talking about was nowhere near that. I wouldn't do that either. But I mean, her being an adult, she's got a right. She posted it on her regular page.
I see what you're saying. It's one thing for her to do it, but because I go through this with my father, so trust me, I do understand. Because one of my my photos were on my page was I had a lot of nudity art done, and I had one of the pictures posted, and it was art. It didn't show anything, but it was just art. And my father has and still does have an issue with that photo on my page, because it's like he accepts his daughter. He knows how I view the body, but he said, Benita, it's not you I'm worried about. It's the people that everyone's looking at it. And I do understand.
Exactly.
And that's why I know what you're saying. I get your side. I get her side. That my father's disappointed because it's because of how men. He said, I know men, Benita. I know men. Right. They're not looking at you the way I'm looking at you. I'm looking at that's my beautiful daughter.
Let me ask all you ladies something. Have you ever went to the gas station and some sweats and got hit on? You can't control how men act. I know you have. I know all of you have, because men are men.
And so that
doesn't matter if I post a model pic of my daughter or not. Some man is going to try to hit on her. So I had to equip her mind to be able to handle that. I can't worry about other people. I can't.
That's a good point.
But the issue is about social media. Some people go too far with social media and what they post. And then when something happens, they blame social media when you're the person who put it out there.
And that's my biggest thing. People get mad at social media or the person, like I was saying, who responds, but you put it out there. We wouldn't have known or seen or known this situation, or it may be a photo or whatever, if you didn't put it out there.
But see, this is the thing. Like, when I was growing up in the 60s, the mainstream media, like the news, was more reliable. You could kind of trust Walter Cronkite, Dan Rather, and those guys. You kind of trusted that they were telling you the truth. As time went on, mainstream media, the news, got to be more of TV shows. There was more opinions, more editorials that were taken over. People started choosing sides on what news to give you. So then you had, in our neighborhood, like when rap came out, you got to hear the truth through rap songs by groups like NWA and all those guys. So now here comes social media, where you're thinking you get even more truth. You're not relying on these mainstream media outlets that's giving you their opinions or who's ever giving them the most money, their point of view. So you got people out here every day that can give you the real. Now we're going past that. It's getting to the point where we got to figure out what's the next thing, because now this is fake. Social media is fake.
But
like I said earlier,
there's a place. But there is because I saw something, and I thought it was true. It said Kim Kardashian got beat up by Black China. I was like, oh my God. Right. It was at the end, it was fake news.
Exactly.
I was like, oh my God.
I'm guilty of it.
But it was an intention. It was an attention getter. Yeah. It got my attention.
I'm guilty of it. I posted a picture. Someone posted a picture, said, why don't we ever see these pics of Harriet Tubman? It showed this beautiful young woman in a long, Gone with the Wind gown, and I reposted it. It wasn't Harriet Tubman. And if I would have read it,
see, that's what that's what I'm saying. People, some people take.
I was so mad at myself.
Instagram and all of that stuff. They take it as the gospel.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
It's not. It's just people posting stuff.
And this is what I'm talking about with the dangers of social media, because we got into the point where we're lazy. We don't read anymore. We talk about this guy in the White House all the time that he doesn't read. He just look at pictures and watch TV. But a lot of society is doing the same thing. We see some on social media and we're like, oh, wow. And we share it. Hit the share button without even reading the article. Because if you press on the picture, you can actually read the article. and see what it's really about for real. But we're getting lazy mentally, to me, and I'm not a proponent of doing away with social media. That was a question I wanted to put out there to get opinions, but social media is very good for a lot of different reasons, but also very, very bad for a lot of different reasons.
And I think we've just taken out the purpose behind it. It is social. It's just a way to be social. It's not the news. It was just a way for us to connect and stay social with people. Another form. They gave us another platform, and we've gone too far with it.
Yeah, because we don't actually talk anymore.
We stop interacting with people. People only interact through social media. That's why I have this big thing. If you send me messages via Instagram or Facebook, unless it's business, I don't respond, especially if you have my number. Don't ever communicate with me that way. I just, I don't like to communicate. I'm not going to lose the
right.
I'm not. I just, so we've lost it.
And I just found out from Sade Bumpers, the host of, what is it called? A Queen's World? The Queen's Journey. I'm sorry, Sade. Please don't be mad at me. But I just found out Sunday I called her show, and she read me like a book. And I found out that I am a communicator because I'm a Virgo. So it's good that I'm on this show. And that, she's an astrologist. And y'all got to check her out. She comes on Sunday nights at 7:30 on elevationsradio.com. But, check out the video on Elevations Facebook page and see how she just read me. She's an astrologist, and I am a communicator, so I like to talk, and I always will like to talk. So, but I never do like Facebook Live. I don't even go live on IG. None of that. I want to talk to people. I want to look in your eyes when I'm talking to you. And that's who I am. So,
really?
Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you so much for calling.
I have truly enjoyed. Yes, I've been watching you guys, so I said, let me jump in right now.
Thank you for your opinion.
So
I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And have a good evening.
You
have
too.
a better one. Thank you.
Okay, it's poem time, and today I'm going to read another one of mine. I know I said I was going to stop reading mine, but I just received a book from a very good friend of mine, Tracy Wiley. Has a new book out called Soul Sessions, where it's a collection of a lot of poet friends of mine, and most importantly, Tracy Wiley. So I'm going to read one of my poems that I wrote for her. It's called Like. It's like we were together, then separated at birth. We stayed connected like twins when placed on this earth. It's like the next time I saw you, you had always been there, if not in the physical sense, somewhere in the atmosphere. It's like when I think of a joke, you already get a laugh. It's like we're far apart, yet traveling the same path. It's like whenever you smile, I feel warm inside. And with every one of my accomplishments, it's your chest that fills with pride. It's like our souls descended from heaven and stopped on a cloud above and promised no matter what happened, we'd forever stay in love. Thank you.
I like that.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun.
That was.
I want to apologize, David Banner. I don't want to apologize to Deneen. What was her last name? Borelli. Yeah, she must be married to an Italian dude. Anyway, so that's our show. Oh no, we got a couple more minutes. We ain't got to leave just yet. Yeah, we got a couple minutes. We ain't got to leave just yet. So, social media.
Social media. If I can give my opinion overall, I thank God for social media. I really do. Now, I do because, when you have your own business, I mean, I find a positive in everything. And I follow some great people. I'm followed by great people.
Not you personally.
Yes.
But is it more good or bad with social media?
Good. But once in my circle of friends, we all represent each other. And
not you personally. I'm talking
overall. Yeah. That's why I still say that, because once again, I can only go by who I communicate with.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get on there. We'll talk about, hey, what you see on social media. I have friends who only follow fitness people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I literally at this point, I only follow what feed me. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't feed me, I don't follow it.
Right.
So if people have more of that approach, but then it goes back to maybe a certain thing. Some people, drama feeds them.
Because there's no age limit on social media.
It's not.
Almost like assault rifles.
Yeah.
Which social media can be to some people. When when children get cyberbullied, which is such a idiotic thing to me. I get it. I want to say nothing too much because my therapist producer might jump me, but I'm just saying cyberbullying sounds so crazy to me that somebody in Timbuktu can hurt your feelings so bad on a Facebook post that you take your life.
But
that's what. It goes
way
further than that.
Like something embarrassing.
Yeah.
Somebody posts you.
Right. That's cyber. Right. Yeah. That's different.
But it even goes beyond that because obviously, I blame parents for a lot of stuff.
Can I just get there?
If your child can be cyberbullied, what are you doing?
Well, that's one biggest thing, and I had to say this because I know my sister's not listening. But my thing is, I hear parents say, "Well, I don't have time to check behind my child." Mm-hmm. Well, my thing is, then your child should not be on social media, right? And then I don't believe a minor should have a password. Right. There is no secrets. So I used to make sure I went behind my nephews. So shame on the parent who doesn't go and just periodically check their child's social media. Yeah. Because a lot of these issues, it's already been communicating.
I don't even think social media was made for children.
Well, it's not. And when I see like 8, 9, 10-year-olds with Instagram, who are they talking to? But then now everybody has phones. Right. So that's who they're talking to. So
and I really felt bad. This black woman, her son was at the school in Parkland and got shot. Mm-hmm. And he's a special needs child, and he knows his number, but he doesn't have a phone. And it took her hours to even find out that he wasn't one of the ones that were killed. Mm-hmm. I felt really bad for her. Like, I always talk about kids on these phones. That kid needed a phone. Okay. I don't know if he would have had the ability to use it. I don't know the level of his special needs, but I really thought about that. Like, golly, he should have had a phone. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, it's case by case thing, I guess. But it's just, I'm sorry, it's time to go.
We can start another conversation on that again.
So
that's when we could pick up on.
Yeah, definitely.
Social media. That's
social media. Yeah, we can talk about that all day.
Yes.
And just because we're on Facebook Live, don't mean that's social media. Anyway, I'm being silly. I had to brighten up this gloomy day here in Cleveland. It's been raining, it's cold and all that. I hope it's warmer where you are, and I hope our show today brightens your day a little bit.
Thank you.
So, as I always say, develop your hunger for knowledge and feed it. Set a goal and I just messed that up. Develop your hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through, and always, always believe in you. Love and peace, fam.
Peace out.
I can tell you are real when I first saw your face. It's the moment, good environment to get you over my place. You got class, you got taste. Wanna be the lawyer on your case. Just please, not me, and let love be your jury. I don't wanna change my mind, baby. Waiting all of my time, girl. I just wanna be the one for a girl like you.
For real? I said me love you on my tear, my always be dear. No matter how the storm set me well prepared. Me want to